Hey, if you're a trans individual and you happen to be living in one of these hellscapes, and you're terrified about whether or not you're going to be able to continue to express yourself in the way that you see fit, or heaven forbid, you be able to continue the health care that you need to be your true self, I want to introduce y'all to an organization. Right behind me is an organization known as Elevated Access. You can find them at elevatedaccess.org. They are a group of pilots volunteering to fly people from where they can't get the gender affirming care that they need to places in where they can. They're flying people out of places like Texas and Kentucky and Mississippi, etc. They're even flying people just to their appointments if it's an excessive drive. Like for me here in Wisconsin, where I live, it would be about a 5-hour drive just to get a consultation for some kind of trans care. So, if you are unlucky enough to be living in one of those hellscapes and you are concerned about being able to get the health care that you need to continue to be your true self, reach out to Elevated Access. There is about 1,000 pilots that are more than happy to take you to the health care that you need. And if you want to be one of those pilots, go ahead and go to elevatedaccess.org/pilots to volunteer. If you want to donate, same website, just /donate. I'm gonna go eat breakfast.
Having only two genders is a colonizer social construct. Here are just a few cultures that prove that. First of all, there's a ton of indigenous tribes that recognize multiple genders. The Diné alone have like 4 to 6. And then Mexican Zapotecas in Oaxaca have muchos. And they used to be Aztec priests and Mayan gods, but then colonizers. Sworn virgins in Albania. Women who swore to live as men and never do the sex again so that they could have man privileges. Hawaii's third gender, Mahu, are actually valued and respected. They're seen as caretakers, healers, and teachers of ancient traditions. Bisu in Indonesia, they're a combination of all genders. They're said to be a mixture between human and God, and they can bless things. Also, according to legend, they created the entire world. And Hijras, based in Hinduism, this includes intersex, fluid, and trans people. They bless families and they were always really respected. But then Christianity, thank you.
I have some amazing news about the future of being trans. In 2018, the uterine transplant trials welcomed its first child, which was a huge breakthrough for infertile cis and intersex women. But with that arose the question, would a uterine transplant work for trans women as well? Turns out the answer is most likely yes, and this has been in development, which is incredible. It would mean all kinds of women are able to carry and have their own children. But not only is this in the works, what is another common thing that people say against trans women or trans men? You don't really have a pee-pee or a raguba. It's just your original junk reform. What if I told you that John Hopkins was able to successfully transfer genitals? That is right, donor genitals could be a thing in the future. For trans people that aren't interested in the current technology we have for bottom surgery, there will be a day soon where others can be donated, whether from organ donors or trans people to other trans people. But you still can't change your chromosomes. That's where you're wrong. Not only are they actively working on the transfer of gonads and genitals, researchers have successfully engineered their first sustainable chromosomal changes in mice. This is huge, because in theory, we will be able to change our chromosomes. Sex is defined as hormones, chromosomes, gonads, and genitals. And we are on the cusp of being able to control all of those things within humans.
Doc, I just had top surgery and I have to wear this binder for 6 days? Well, yes you do. And why? Well, when we do top surgery, we remove a bunch of tissue, and then the space between the skin and the muscle is now empty, and the muscle has to fuse back to the skin. Well, this binder supports all of that, presses it back together, and over the next several days, you get a pretty good seal. The best part about it is, when you take it off in 6 days, you can just throw it away. You never have to wear a binder for the rest of your life. Hi, Dr. Tony here, and I have 3 pro tips for nearly painless testosterone injections. 1, get that bag of ice right on the injection site and hold it there for 10 minutes while you're prepping your testosterone for injections. And then, when you're ready to inject, you insert fast and then inject really slow. And lastly, you want to inject in an area that doesn't hurt very much. Muscle hurts, fat doesn't. And all the studies show that the T absorption is just as good in the fat as it is in the muscle. So those are my 3 tips for nearly painless testosterone injections. Let me know how they work for you.